Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another Wednesday evening, afternoon, night, depending on what part of the country you're in, here on Facebook Shower Door Professionals Group. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. This week I haven't really been able to find anybody to guest host for me. Put it out to a couple of people and don't really have a topic, but I thought, yeah, maybe we should just kind of talk about this, talk about our Facebook Live and how we're feeling about it. If it's, sometimes these things kind of just run their course, and
Right.
and I hate for it to become a thing that's just like, I don't want to beat a dead horse, that's for sure. I want to, finish on kind of a high note. But, with these sorts of things where there's an opportunity for people to, just kind of take the driver's seat and lead it. There are kind of a limited number of people who are willing to do that. Not everybody wants to do that, which I totally get. And usually the people who do kind of rise to the top, you find them right away.
Right.
So it's pretty easy to kind of burn through that group of people. But I mean, we can rotate it. I'm really open to suggestions, and I'm available to continue doing this for as long as people find it interesting and valuable. Just curious what you guys think, and yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think guys are just probably busy right now out there installing and stuff that just aren't really jumping on the calls and all that. I think a lot of people watch them afterwards is where people get the value out of it, not necessarily on the live thing, but I do know, I know if I miss a call, I'll go back and watch it afterwards just to catch up on it. So
yeah,
I was at, I think last week, I was trying to watch it on my phone. Chance was in town, and then we had or we went out to the Suns where it was like game 5, and it just got too loud where we were to even hear anything. So
right.
I don't have to worry about that anymore, though.
That's true. Yeah, and the truth is, every week there's a good group of people who show up here in the Zoom room, to chat. So there's always at least like a half a dozen, maybe 10, maybe 12 people who show up. So even if there's not, it doesn't always stream to Facebook either. That's the weird thing, is because I'll stream out there, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, it seems to be of value to at least those of us who show up here. And like I say, as long as people are interested, I'll keep showing up and keep turning the lights on, see who shows up.
Combo debt, keep the lights on for you.
That's right. Absolutely. So there, I see there's Robert. What's going on, Robert?
Howdy, how are you doing?
Oh yeah, and there's that other Robert too. What's going on, Robert? Bill, how's it going, man?
Great, Chris. You, everybody else?
Good. And tell me how to pronounce your name. Is it Eliben?
Yeah, Eliben.
Oh, that's pretty good, man. Right on.
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Good to see you again. We met you last week. Glad that you came back. So yeah. So any ideas? Any feedback?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What happened to the other group that you were in and I was in called Glass Professionals?
I think it disappeared. Like something happened. It's weird. It just like disappeared. I think the admin or the owner of that group owns a glass company in San Antonio, I think. Can't remember the name, but it just like one day it was there and next day it was gone.
Yeah, I mean, it had a pretty good following. So I was wondering if we should reach out and have the guys join us, if there's a way of reaching out.
That's a good idea. I mean, there's if we put the word out in the group, there's probably somebody in our group who knows who that admin is and could get in touch with them.
Yeah, it
My-
doesn't
my-
show up on my feed anymore. In other
Yeah.
words, I can search it and it doesn't even come up anymore.
Is that the glass installers? Glass
Yeah.
shower
Yeah.
installers?
Yeah,
It's still here.
Is
is
it?
it still got a live feed? Maybe I've been banned.
Oh. I mean, it's on Facebook, but I don't know what else they do.
That's all I
Yeah.
saw them.
I think I might have got banned in too, Bill, because I don't see it anymore. I think maybe they banned, maybe they don't, maybe it's competition. I don't know.
Oh, you like Chris Phillips? Okay, you're gone.
Yeah, I think, I want to say for some reason, I want to say the admin over there is the owner of Bell Glass and Mirror in San Antonio.
Okay. So what conflict is that? Only Steve, right?
Yeah,
Steve?
Is it glass shower installers?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it.
it's still up.
Still.
Is it active?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still has 2K members, and the last post was, yeah, it's still active 5 hours ago.
we got banned, Bill.
Y'all got banned. What did y'all do?
Whatever it is, I did. I must have liked somebody's that upset somebody else. All right.
Yeah, I was thinking when you first started talking about it, maybe that guy pissed off Zuckerberg or something. You know,
You're right.
he's got a
Exactly.
pretty thin skin. So it's
Who,
not too
Zuckerberg?
hard. Yeah, it's not too hard to offend that guy.
Yeah, I don't, it doesn't even come up on if I search it, it doesn't even come up for me anymore.
Well, that's
All
what
right.
happens when you get banned.
Well, the funny thing is I don't post in there. Like I never post in there. So I don't know what, like, I don't know.
Oh, Robert didn't. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Robert didn't get banned that I know of.
I made some comments in there. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? And
Yeah.
they get these, I think, crude remarks back from them. I've done thousands of them that way and never had a problem. Okay.
So
So,
what's the group called?
Shower door installers.
no, it starts with glass. It's glass shower door installers?
Yeah, glass shower.
Shower
door.
installers,
Yeah.
2K
It's
members.
shower door installers, right?
That's
Yeah.
different. No,
I
it's
think
not
it
start with-
was glass shower door installers.
Yeah, I got it right here someplace. I just had it. There we go.
There's a glass shower installers where Chance is a part of, and Dan Faffman.
I'm definitely not in that group either anymore.
Yeah, it's called glass shower installers.
Yeah.
There's one called Professional Shower Doors North America.
Haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen that one pop up every now and then. I was invited to it, never did it. I think,
You said this one was Todd Springer?
Then there's one called Shower Doors Custom Glass and Mirror.
yeah, I see that one. Yeah, I don't see that one. It's weird. I got kicked out or banned. I was in it.
Yeah, I was in it. I was
Maybe,
active in it.
maybe John Sereno is like an admin over there now, Bill, and he kicked you out.
Ah,
Maybe.
that would explain it.
I do know that he's a member of it.
Yeah.
And I do know he doesn't like me for whatever reason. How can you not like me? I don't get it.
Right?
I don't get it.
Oh,
Well, whatever. Just trying to help build our viewership here.
right.
You know, I do see. See, the thing is, Chris, you do get comments during the week of people that are not on here that watch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, yeah, and for me,
I
it's
think
like, I don't mind. I mean, I'll come on and just hang out, and it doesn't really bother me if there's not a topic or, if it's not going in any, particular direction. But other people get a little bit, get a little antsy, and they're like,
I think a lot of people are weird about, they just feel uncomfortable getting on like a live stream and they'll just watch it later on.
totally.
That could be, or it could be the time. They
Yeah.
work late, get in 8:30 is uncomfortable for whatever reason, or 5:30 West Coast.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris could put together a little commercial, throw up there, put a little tidbits and snippets of the meeting, promote it during the week.
Yeah. There you go, Chris. You got
That's a
nothing
good
else to
idea.
do.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, give you some homework. You got
Yeah.
nothing to do.
Put a log on the fire.
Yeah, put on a smoking jacket and like
Again,
sit down with a
Fireside
pipe
chat.
and a glass of wine, like in front of the fireplace. Like
I think we're more interested in your guests.
I invite you to come and hang out with us. We'll roast some marshmallows.
All right, so I do have a pertinent industry question.
All right, shoot.
All right,
Oh,
anybody experiencing problems getting either 3/8 or 1/2 inch low iron?
1/2 inch, we had an issue about a month ago, but we haven't had it since.
No issues there? Okay, that's good.
Haven't had any out here.
Okay. And do you know if your fabricator is getting it domestic or international?
Ours is domestic.
Yours is domestic.
Yep.
Okay,
I think ours is domestic too.
that's why you don't have a problem. Okay. I guess on the East Coast, a lot of guys are importing it and there is a massive shortage.
Yeah.
Of 3/8. 1/2 inch isn't so much a problem, but 3/8 is.
I know rain glass, there's an issue with rain glass right now.
Yeah, that's been, and it's almost all imported. There's very few making that domestically.
Yeah. Cardinal does their low iron rain. That's about it that they actually make it, right?
Yep. Yeah. And how about vendors for switch light?
Never really messed with it.
Me either.
Neither did I.
No,
Every,
really?
every time I get a quote, it's from that company in, I want to say New Jersey, Innovative or whatever.
Okay, so M3 out of Dallas makes it, right? And
Okay.
there was a company called Glass Apps, but they went out of business. They were out
Glass
of
apps. Yeah, I remember those guys.
Salt Lake City, and they had a place in New York City. So they had 2 locations. I'm trying to think of the latest one.
Some Pulp Studios did that out of LA.
I don't know if that's switch light. I knew they were making Think Glass.
Well, so Switchlight's it's like a trademark name.
Say it again?
Is Switchlight, is it a trademark name? So
Yeah,
it's like.
yeah.
We call it switchable.
Let's call it switchable. Yeah.
Glass. I always just quoted my stuff through Innovative Glass. They're actually out of New York, Plainview.
Okay, is anybody doing bulletproof glass? Impact, missile, ballistic?
No,
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to that switchable glass. How much of that stuff do you do, Bill?
We got a condo, it's got 5 towers, and in every tower, I say we do maybe 20 panels of it.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a pretty significant one. And Glass Apps stuck us the last time we gave them a deposit and they went out of business. We never got that back.
No.
So my rep that used to work there got hired by Gauzy, who's the manufacturer of the switchable material. And I think they're having it made at M3 in Dallas.
Okay.
I don't know if you know do you know the guys at M3? They're great. The Mammon family.
I don't know them. I think Chance knows them out there.
They're really
A lot in
good
Austin.
people.
They've always been awesome to deal with.
Yeah, they're good people, real good people. They got bought out recently. Well, probably 4 years ago, but they've stayed on probably to build a bigger company, but they've done really well. They did Cowboy Stadium. So it was a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So now when you do that, when you order that glass, does it come like just ready to go, like ready to plug in basically?
Yeah. You got to get your transformer, make sure your electricians run the wiring in advance. And there's a transformer that gets it down to low voltage, but you just got to make sure that whatever supplier you get it from, if you're using it in a shower, it's got a UL rating for wet environments.
They
So-
actually make, I know Innovative actually makes the hinges. Well, they don't make the hinges. They take C.R. Lawrence's Primas, and they make them, and they're expensive. A set for the senior Primas with like, my cost on it was like $900 just for the set of hinges to have them. I'm like, what? Really? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy, ridiculous.
So now do the hinges have the electronics built into them? Is that
Like it
what the
ran-
deal is?
wires ran through the hinges somehow, so,
It's just the wire goes through there to
Yeah.
connect. So the wire comes out of the wall through the hinge. So they router out the inside for the wire so it doesn't get pinched in there.
yeah.
The problem is there is a copper plate that runs along so that when you energize it, it attracts the electrons. Usually you're going to put that top or bottom, or you're going to put a piece of channel on it to hide that. So doing a frameless one, it isn't good. But if it was a fixed panel, which is where we've been doing it, it's a pretty large shower, and the panel looks out to the bedroom and out to the Gulf of Mexico. And then when they want the privacy, they just hit the switch. So that's a fixed panel that doesn't move.
hmm There's a building that they're doing somewhere. I saw an article on a building that the whole building is switchable glass. That
Yeah.
whole exterior shell.
But that was the film. That was the switchable film that was put on the outside of it,
Oh, okay, okay.
which is a fraction of the cost.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw the film from a company, some company out of China, like, was it 3 years, last time they were in Vegas, the glass build, was it 3 years ago?
3 years,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, and I just never really looked into it, but it was a newer company, so they were pushing that.
So I really like the concept. I really like the concept.
Mhm.
It's just that I don't like dealing with China. So if I can get somebody in the States or Canada or something like that, I'd much rather have it from North America.
I feel like you can sell more of it if the pricing can just drop a little bit. I mean, the stuff's expensive. I don't know how much you're getting it for, but I want to say off the top of my head, I want to say it was somewhere around $150 a square foot cost or something on the glass.
Oh, it's ridiculous, but you get the money for it. You get the right clients, they'll pay it.
Oh, yeah, they want it.
But when we're bringing in this autoclave, so that we'll be doing this lamination, I think we'll be able to make it. We'll try and get ourselves a dealership and make it. And that's what you got to do, is you got to try and add value to whatever you do.
Mhm.
Wow, that'd
Anybody-
be awesome.
Have you done any frameless laminated doors?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
I never
Yeah.
have. I've never done anything frameless laminated.
No.
Not in terms of door. The only place where I've used that is when I've done a lid
Yeah.
on top of an enclosure.
Yeah, been
Like-
here.
Like the one you showed today.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny how that comes out, huh?
No,
Yeah,
I did a laminated shower door.
Yeah. How'd it come out?
Good.
I mean, was it frameless?
Yeah, it's frameless.
Yeah.
I
And it
mean,
helped.
everything, the whole, I mean, that's what they wanted, and Pulp Studios. The designer was from Southern California, so he had gone to Pulp Studios to get everything.
Yeah.
And they picked out what they wanted and they made it, and they said, yeah, it'll work.
How was the post polish?
It was great. I know they polished it after the,
Well, what kind of inner layer did they have? Just a standard, or did they have like a Century?
it was standard, just some white inner layer they wanted. You know,
Eventually, the standard stuff will delaminate with the steam and stuff
Yeah.
over years, right? I mean, I work for a company, a big company called Masco. They're a huge building envelope, and they had a location in Vegas years ago, and they were doing like stalls for like track homes. And to do it cheap and faster, they were literally getting KD kits and cutting laminate on site,
Yeah.
1/4-inch lamy and on site and cutting. But then they just had an issue years later, which is all the lamy discoloring and delaminating on it.
Yeah. No, this house was done, what? This is about 8 years ago. Of course, they didn't move in right away, so I haven't heard a thing from them.
See, now
Yeah.
we've got a little laminating machine now that we picked up the glass show 2 years ago. And we're making laminated glass for the interior office partitions. And it makes a huge difference on soundproofing.
Yep.
So you're just
Oh, yeah.
taking two panels a 1/4 inch laminated, and it's unbelievable difference.
Oh, yeah, as long as the rest of the walls are insulated.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a commercial job, and a while, right, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, for Palomar Airport down in northern San Diego. And it was for Mercy Air. And so while they're trying to sleep in there, they wanted it to quiet, get a little more quiet. And that's what we did for the exteriors. We did laminated glass for the sound.
Yeah.
It helped out a lot.
I think if you can get into laminated and then decorative laminated, you'd open up a whole market for the hospitality industry, restaurant industry, for partitions. And then, of course, it acts as a safety glass. So that's good also.
So
You could
it's-
probably,
go ahead.
I would say you could probably sell it to sign companies also. You could put whatever decorative in there and they can make signs out of it, cutting the inner layer into letters and numbers. But that would give you another opportunity to sell more glass.
Yeah, run it through a plotter first and then put it in and laminate it. So
Yeah.
how big of a panel can you do with the machine you've got?
Oh, we can do, let me see, I'd say 5 foot by 10 foot.
Yeah, that's plenty big for
It's-
shower enclosures.
Yeah, we've been using it for our railing systems, just for the glass railings.
Way big
Uh,
enough for railing. Yeah.
So it's perfect. I mean, it's more than paid for itself. We bought the show model. They didn't want to take it back to China.
Right.
Yeah.
So we bought it as a test kit just to understand the game and start learning.
So does anybody use back painted glass in showers or
No,
walls?
I
had
haven't.
requests for it, and we thought about doing, because we've had requests for the walls to be painted glass and then put a frameless around it. And we just never did it.
No, this same house we did the laminated in. The shower walls, where all the valves were back painted. Both front and back. I mean, the shower valve wall and the wall behind it. There's like 5 showers. And then one we put in, the panel was like 5.5 feet wide, 9 feet tall. A notch in over for the seat. A shower head valve, a water valve, diverter valve, a grab bar for grab bars to mount, and a wand. Put it in. The house got inspected. Went in there and blew it up on the wall, tore it out, and they put another shower valve in because they had a shower valve, a rain head overhead that they couldn't get past the building department with another water valve.
Wow, what'd you make the walls out of? Is back painted what, tempered?
Yeah, tempered.
So
That's it.
you just laid everything out, added drilled, tempered it, and then brought it out, and then
Put it in. And we had to crank it. We had to get one of those crank lifts, and put an A-frame on it and crank it up the outside of the house to get the inside.
Wow, big job.
Yeah, and that was the easy part the first time because the glass railing wasn't there. And then, actually, the superintendent was supposed to tell me that they were going to put another water valve in there, and they were going to fake something in. Well, they didn't. So I put this panel in, and so then the house got inspected, done, went in there and blew the thing up, took it off the wall. We already had the other valve already made, ready to go, put it in, remeasured it, and it takes 4 weeks to get. Came out of Southern California to San Jose, and a freight company from Salinas went to get it. They got there and glass was falling out of the freight. So they broke it. So that was another 6 weeks to get it.
you
And so the second time we cranked it up, we had to lift it over the glass railing into the house and sucker fit like a glove. And plus getting it through the door, which is a floor to ceiling door, into the shower.
Wow. Crazy. So who supplied that painted glass for you?
In Pulp Studios. Down
Huh.
and then the designer had drawn the vanity and the backsplash. The back wall was all back painted glass. And I got a price from Pulp Studios, set it down there. I didn't know what, because all this stuff was planned before I got, the plans to fit it. So first they were gonna take a 1/4-inch Starfire mirror, strip it, and leave sections of mirror and then back paint it. And then they changed that. So they wanted medicine cabinets in there. So I got a price on it, measured it, sent it down, got a price, what I wanted. They approved it, sent the drawings down, and called back to, we can't do that. So, you know, crazy house, but it all worked out at the end.
Wow, wow.
Dude, you should dig up some photos and post those to the group if you can find them.
Yeah, I will. I mean, it was, and oh, then, you know, glass railing around the whole outside. A staircase going up that was 3/4-inch Starfire glass, walking surface glass, so it was quite the house.
Crazy.
Good story.
Rad.
Rad.
And the walking surface glass was all steel. There wasn't a square opening in that steel. And then the architect he wanted a 3/16, you know, caulk joint around it. I ordered that and, you know, all out of square every which way, and it fit like a glove when it came in, so. You know, we talk about sleepless nights.
I guess.
You know, the contractor sent me a check for about $40,000 to pay for the glass, so I couldn't complain about that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the high end stuff there, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's nice.
And meanwhile, my brother is just biting his fingernails, hoping it all fits.
Yeah.
What else you got, Chris?
So Ellie Ben, what kind of stuff do you do? I know that you guys temper some glass. Do you guys do any laminating or painted glass or anything like that?
Yeah, we can. We don't have a lamination machine, but we do have a partner that does it, can do the lamination for us. We can do painted glass, glass railings, wine closets, glass fencing, curved glass. What else?
You do some curved glass?
Yeah, we do curved glass. I mean, pretty much just like a lot of flat glass, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, gosh, it's hard to find anybody to do curved glass.
Yeah,
around here,
it's pretty difficult because, you know, number one, the measurements, they gotta be exact. You gotta have somebody that knows how to manage AutoCAD, and, you know, when you give them the files, you know, they gotta know exactly how you do it. You can do patterns, but patterns are, you know, depending on what you do, patterns may work, but you gotta have a really good system to take exact measurements. And, you know,
Good
if you don't know
math,
what you're
right?
doing, you're gonna waste a lot of money.
No kidding, man.
And most of the,
Yeah,
most
I
of
just,
the stuff got a Curvista.
what's that?
Curved glass, Curvista, they're down in Mexico.
Yeah, we go through, I think it's California Glass Bending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think is the closest people to us, you know, and I recently had a customer who wanted a curved, so they had put in, you know, one of those, they had actually bought a unit, you know, one of those curved glass, you know, Chinese unit things, right? So then they built a curb for it, and when they went to put it in, it wasn't going to work. So then they called us and they're like, okay, well, can you make some, you know, bent glass for this? I'm like, yeah, but check it out, it's expensive, you know. So, you know, expect to pay like $5,000, you know, for just a little curved door. So they're like, okay, you know, we'll come and take a look at it. And so I went out there, and, you know, you've got to know how to measure for one of those. You need to know how to lay it out.
Yeah.
And once I actually sent off for the quote, then an interesting way of quoting it, actually, got it right here. So they sent me a quote, and it was like, what was interesting was they're like, okay, if you want it in like 8 weeks, it's this price.
Yeah, you want it in 6 weeks, it's this price. You want it in 2 days, it's this price. That's crazy how they do that. Yeah.
It just kind of went up incrementally, you know? So I ended up getting back to that customer saying, look, actually, I underestimated that a little bit. It's going to be more like $6,000 and it's going to take like 8 weeks, you know? Because that was like the 8-week price. Yeah. Just to make it worth my while, because I had to order, you know, I'd have to order 2 pieces of flat glass, and then just like the door would be the curved part. And put all that together, you know, and it's like an hour away, of course. So in order just to make it worth my while to do it, you know, it's taking, everything's more complicated. You know, when you're working with a piece of curved glass, just taking delivery of it, inspecting it, loading it up, you know, to take it to the job, unloading it on the job. Everything's more, you know, it takes more labor. So you got to really figure that.
Did you get the job?
No, I haven't heard back yet.
I got to tell you a funny story.
I don't know if you can.
Let's hear your funny story, Bill.
Oh, so we were doing this very contemporary house. Guy had an elevator shaft that with all bent glass around it. We didn't bid that. We only bid the railing job and the shower doors, of which we did in 1/2-inch low iron. So then he puts the elevator shaft in. He didn't tell the glass company who was doing the elevator shaft, and it came in with regular, not low iron glass.
Ooh.
So it's all green. And the guy says, I don't want that green glass. He says, well, that's what I told you, you're getting clear glass. No, look at their clear glass. So
Oh,
he made him rip it out and reorder it. So the guy reordered it in low iron, but the guy didn't ask us where we got our low iron from. And it came in, his was Starfire and it had a bluish tint to it.
Oh, man.
He had to do it again.
Ouch.
The reason it's a funny story, it wasn't me.
That's like the number one thing is like, I just ran into that the other day. We had a rush a job and I was like, I need the Starfire, and like, well, we can get Starfire. I'm like, yeah, but it's not the same. Like this company calls it Starfire, and I know it's not Starfire from where we get it from. So I was like, it needs to be from this company, and that's like the biggest thing. People just think it's going to look the same, but it's not. So even clear glass, if you get it from a different manufacturer, it's going to look different. So
Absolutely. So,
depending on.
so it brings up a good point. So when you guys order from your glass suppliers, do you identify and keep in your records what brand it is in case the customer breaks a panel and you have to reorder it? How do you know you're getting the same one?
We do. We have it in our records and the job in our system that we have.
Does your supplier tell you if they changed? For instance, right now with the shortage, a lot of the glass fabricators are getting from different vendors.
Mhm.
So you may get an order of a 5-panel custom with one panel that got cut out of a different optimization. So
Right.
you really got to keep an eye on it now.
Yeah. We've been fortunate with who we use. PRL in California is pretty on top of their stuff. They've been amazing for us.
Well, that's good. I'm just
But
wondering about,
Liberty, the brother of PRL, their Starfire is not Starfire. Like they call it Starfire, but it's not Starfire. It's imported, and it's like a dark ocean blue edge compared to the light blue Starfire edge.
Right.
So
that's the one thing I'm really going to look at the glass show this year is what all the vendors are bringing for low iron, if they're bringing them at all.
yeah, 'cause I think even Crystal Clear from Contractor's Wardrobe, their Crystal Clear with a K, it's like their edge is almost like a lime green, like it's a really light green.
Yeah.
And it's just different. They say it's clearer than Starfire, but I don't know.
I think they call it meat iron.
Yeah, mint iron.
Yeah, so they have, you have your low iron, but then they have a type of glass that is between clear and low iron, so they call it meat iron. And then you have the clear glass that actually has the greener tint. It's almost like that, what's it called? The one from Guardian that is really green. I
Solex?
forget the name.
Solex?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What? And
Yeah.
you can tell, you can kind of tell when you order clear glass if they import their glass from China, sometimes how green it is like that. Some of that stuff will get super green and super yellow. Some glass that has bad quality. So it's like if you try to, if you stock doors from somebody, if they just make a whole bunch of stock doors, a lot of these people that sell stock doors like Cardinal, a lot of it's imported, right? In pieces, but then you order just a panel, it doesn't match because it's usually imported, and the green is a little bit, the hue's different than your normal vendor.
And then flat polishes don't match either.
Yeah, and then like PRL dubs their corners on all their showers, and then you get glass that comes in that's stock doors that's just no dub on the corners. So when you line them up, it just looks weird. So.
Mhm.
And I guess I've mentioned this before too. Some of the imported glass is just a little bit thicker because they're in metrics. And some of the channeling you use, it doesn't fit. You really have to force
Right.
it.
Like CR Lawrence's channel is actually made a little bit bigger than 3/8 and a little bit bigger than 1/2 inch for that reason.
Just for it, yeah.
But we had a run of Starfire that came in, 1/2 inch Starfire that would not fit in CR Lawrence channel. Like it came in a little bit big, and I'm talking like spraying glass cleaner in there and trying to push the thing in channel, like flipping it in. It was pretty tight, and it was around that time I told you they kind of had a little bit of a shortage. So
That's what happens, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
when that happens, I mean, the glass supplier, their response is, yeah, sorry, you're stuck with it.
so they
Because
actually there's a I don't know the exact number, but they do have a tolerance in it, but it's
Exactly.
supposed to fit. But their thing was they were within the tolerance, and and they said they would replace it, but they said, well, our U channel, it fits in our U channel, so we can send you some of our U channel if it becomes an issue. But it was one of those things. It was just, who knows if it was actually Starfire at that time, or who knows if it was just rushed because it was ordered or what.
Yeah, if you're just in anodized, you're fine, but if that was powder coated to a certain color, you ain't getting it in.
No,
No.
not at all.
Nope.
No way.
Exactly. Yeah, I had that situation before where it was 3/8 glass and would not go into the channel. That was the first time it ever happened to me. That was probably 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, man, I had no idea what to do. I mean,
Right.
and I contacted my supplier and told them, they're like, yeah, I mean, there's a tolerance that sometimes it's a little thicker, and that's just how it is. And what I ended up doing was just using 1/2 inch channel. I mean, fortunately, it wasn't 1/2 inch glass.
So
So
did anyone ever deal with 5/8 for shower doors?
Not yet.
Very rarely. No, I never actually. Not
No.
5/8.
I think my
Nobody has-
installers would kill me.
Right. We got a company out here, Optima Towers. They build a ton of towers for like condos and stuff. And a lot of the stuff that they do in there is 5/8.
Wow.
Where do they
Wow.
find that?
I don't know why, but
That's what I was just gonna say. Why?
Yeah,
seems a little overkill.
Why not just go 3/4? If you're gonna do that,
1 inch Starfire.
right?
Love it. Love it.
Shoot the works, man.
So, you guys sell 3/4 still
Yeah,
out of your plants?
yeah. Don't get a big call for it, but yeah, we have it.
Tabletops and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
You-
regular clear and low iron.
No, if we bring in 3/4, we're only bringing in low iron. If they're gonna pay if they're gonna pay that kind of money, they'll pay for it.
Then you're gonna bother with the regular clear, huh?
No.
Yeah, smart move.
You bring in mirrors, Bill, or no?
We have recently, yeah. Yeah. We are really trying not to, but there's some big jobs that they don't want another vendor in there and they just want us to do it. So yeah, we've got it.
Makes sense.
I don't like it because our scrap guy doesn't like taking mirror in the scrap pile. You know, we sell our cutoffs and they
Yeah.
grind them down and they mix it in with the asphalt when they mix the streets. And they don't really want mirror in there. They'll take everything else. They'll take tinted, they'll take patterned glass and clear, but they don't want mirror.
So they don't want reflective asphalt,
I don't know, I guess.
huh?
Blind you on the road, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting. So use it for aggregate.
Yeah, they do. They grind it back up into almost sand again and just mix it in. Sometimes when you're riding down the highway at night, you see it glisten. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's mixed.
I've heard of that, you know.
Oh yeah, there's Bill.
Yeah, there we are. That's when it didn't fit.
Right.
Somebody measured wrong.
Exactly. That's fun stuff.
Wow, that flew by considering we didn't have anything to talk about.
So you guys heard about the World Trade Center when they first designed the new building,
No,
where the first 10 floors were supposed to be 1-inch Starfire glass,
really.
and I think it was PPG did all the design R&D on it and stuff. They shut down a float line to make 1-inch glass, and somebody else was supposed to do some other stuff to the glass, and so they did all this. They spent big bucks, and then it went out to bid, and some guy in Las Vegas sent it off to China. China said they could produce it. Well, the end run was China couldn't produce it, and they had to redesign the first 10 floors of the new World Trade Center.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it was quite the fiasco. I mean, that's the last time PPG said we ever do that again. In fact, PPG was going to send the little iron to China so they can put whatever footwork. There's some fancy design they were supposed to put on it, and then it was $10 billion later, it was down the drain.
You know, working in New York City, that's all union work too, man.
Oh,
I hate to think of the cost of everything there, including labor.
It
Just
is.
imagine,
You want
Just
to get the card plugged in, you got to have the union guy to plug it in.
hey, you know how hard it is to work high rises, never mind that, just getting parking and getting the glass to the job site. Just imagine in New York City.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I did a big job in Hudson Yards, the Billionaires Playground,
Yeah,
and it was a joke. Like, especially coming from Arizona and doing it, just the logistics portion, literally nowhere to even unload glass. And then we did 2 jobs out there, and one of them was on the 101st floor of the observation deck, and it was a joke. Like, talk about like spend half your day in the elevator just trying to get up and down because you got to wait. There's
Yep.
just it was a pain. So you're
All
working.
right.
You're working in the middle of the night there when no one's there by yourself, just knocking stuff out because it's so crazy during the day.
we had a big hotel job during COVID and they only let 4 people in the elevator at a time. You had to take 4 corners and stay. That elevator guy was going all day long up 22 floors and guys are waiting to get on with their tools. It was bad.
Have you seen that the Apple store in New York City, the one the glass cube outside?
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
sharp.
I heard a rumor that no one would temper that glass for them because it was so big that Apple actually bought a tempering line to make that and temper that glass.
Oh, is that right? So now they can do all their own stores?
Yeah, I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard when that was
Well,
done.
there was one guy that does all the Apple stores,
Yeah.
and glazing contractor.
Think they can afford
Yeah,
to pay?
it's Royal Glass out here.
What?
Royal, yeah, I was working for those guys back before I went into business for myself, and actually a little bit after I did,
Yeah.
when times were tough. But they were they do all of the work at headquarters there in was it Milpitas?
Cupertino.
Yeah, I think it is. And that's a trip working over there. Those guys are like, you talk about deep pockets, man. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did like buy their own tempering.
Can you imagine those panels there in New York were like I want to say it was 5 pieces of 1/2 inch laminated together. And they were like 20 feet tall by like 10 feet, 9 feet wide, something like that. Something crazy.
So like blast resistant, is that the idea?
Yeah,
I
and
think they had to do it
structural.
just for structure, just to keep the structure of it, even with boards. But it's cool when you walk into that place. You walk in literally through that cube, and then it all goes downstairs. And they have this curved glass staircase that goes straight down into it. It's pretty sweet. So
No, but that Apple campus in Cupertino,
Cupertino, that's it. Yeah.
all that glass came from Germany. It was curved,
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
and they're huge. They're like 40 feet long pieces. I mean, they're big.
Yeah.
They came into a warehouse someplace in the Bay Area and stored them, and then put them in. I mean, I ran into one of my suppliers, knew a guy that did the marble work. And they wanted that marble polished both sides. And it was inspected. The guy goes, well, I don't have machinery to do that. They bought the guy the machinery to do it. And they wanted that building to look like the inside of an Apple phone. And that's how, I mean, that's how picky they were. You know, if it wasn't polished both sides, even though it was going to be, you know, set on pin set, they would reject it. You know, that was quite the campus.
Love it. When you got money, you can do whatever you want, right?
And if you wanted to buy a tree in California, at the time they were building that building, Apple went out and bought every tree they can find on nurseries just for their property.
Really?
imagine it. Can you imagine if you're a 16th too big on a 40-foot long piece and you're trying to hand polish off a 16th of an inch down a 40 feet run, 40-foot run?
We got a house out in Pebble Beach that's going on right now, and the glass is coming from Germany.
Nice.
11'6" tall. I think it's 30 feet long.
Whoa. Whoa.
These are huge pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did a drive-by the other day. So far, there's no glass there, but there's a big house.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, let me throw it out there. I know I've asked a few times if any of the guys here are going to the glass show, but I've already got our tickets. I know we're going to be there Sunday. We're flying in Sunday, and we'll be at the Omni Hotel. So if anybody else is going to go in the day early, we'll be there Sunday and Monday.
I was looking today, but I haven't decided yet.
All right. Well, look us up if you do go. Or Brandon, and are you and Chance going?
We're gonna try, but it's gonna we're not gonna know till last minute. Chance is gonna be in. He's going to trial for his daughter's stuff all next month in the beginning of September. So he's gonna be busy. So I'm gonna try and see, but it's gonna be last minute.
Yeah, kind of same for me. You know, it's like if I go, I'm not going to know until, you know, like the week of or something. But if I do go, I'll definitely find all you guys. I mean,
yeah, or just text me and we'll
absolutely.
hook up.
I wish I
miss
could.
Tunes, you going?
Yeah, I wish I can, but that's not possible right now.
We'll start a GoFundMe page for you, man.
Oh,
Send tunes to Atlanta.com.
thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you know, was that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just looking up if I can just have maybe a visiting, then that would be a great opportunity for me to be in the States. You know, organizing a show, maybe a meeting, a glass shower meeting up. So I, representing Nigeria, will be coming there as an Africa representing Africa or Nigeria. So that will give me an opportunity to be in the States. Maybe if there's any events putting us together to meet, you know, so that will give me opportunity in my visa.
There you go. Good.
Yeah.
Takes a little while to make that happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bill, I got a question for you.
Yo,
We were talking about elevator
yeah.
glass, so they don't require the hoistway to be laminated?
They don't require to what?
The hoist, the glass protecting the elevator?
I didn't do the elevator shaft. I only did the railing. So all I know,
Oh, okay.
so that's the only reason it was a funny story, because it wasn't me.
Yeah, because in California, we did a parking garage at one of our hospitals, 4-story, and it had an elevator, and we did a curtain wall in front of it. And I did what the architect had drawn, and they come back, and it all has to be laminated. Because elevators are a separate entity from the building department.
Hmm.
So we had to put the laminated in.
That's interesting.
It's like the mirrors inside an elevator have to be laminated or tempered.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that. Had to
And
replace it.
even though it had a stamp from the City of Salines Building Department, so the contractor had to use that, not me.
Yeah, elevators are like a different country, man. I mean, you step into an elevator, it's like a whole different world.
Oh,
I
yeah,
used to work with some elevator consultants. I was actually on a team of elevator consultants here in the area, and that was a trip, man, working with those guys. And we go out and inspect them. We would meet with like one of the clients that this firm worked with was the airport, and so like we go there and we'd inspect all their elevators, all their moving walkways, all their escalators. And yeah, man, it's serious business once you start tinkering with those things.
well, then we had a job that was a 3-story building. And so we got in to do the mirrors, but the elevators weren't done. Well, and I couldn't get the elevator company there to, make them work. And if they did, they're gonna come down and charge them so much an hour to run the elevator to get the mirrors up and down the building. They're tough, tough company to work with.
Has anyone ever had to transport glass on top of an elevator in the shaft because it was too big for the elevator to get it in?
Yep.
You have.
We had to do that before.
Yep. You have to have all sorts of safeties set up,
Yeah.
but yes, it's happened. They
I
said it
got
was
to
cheap.
ride on top of one when we were inspecting the elevators one time. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's not bad when it's going up.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Yeah, interesting stuff, man.
We got through it.
That's right. Looking good out there.
And you,
We're right on.
did it record to Facebook? Any questions on that or no?
You know what? I don't see any. It says that it's live, but it doesn't show anybody like watching it. So I really don't know. But I was recorded on Zoom so that I definitely have the recording to post later. So
It's always weird about showing them. It's hard for me to even find them sometimes when they're live in the group.
I know it's weird, man. I don't know. I mean, it's like sometimes they'll just post. It's like no problem. I do the same thing every time. Sometimes they'll just like boom, it'll show up on the page, and other times it's like it won't. And I'll like go over here and there's a little shortcut it'll give you. If you click on the thing that says live on Facebook, it'll show you view the stream on Facebook, stop the live stream, or copy the streaming link. So I'll copy that link, post to the page, and then pin it, so that people can find it. But I still don't know if that's even working.
Right.
But Zuckerberg again, man, that guy.
That's what it is. That's it, Chris. He's watching your personal
I
post.
offended him. That was my comment earlier in the meeting about him having a thin skin.
See?
Yeah,
Right.
the robots are listening.
Rob,
Well, anyway,
robot for Rob's people.
robots.
Those are my people. The AI.
My people. I know. Rob loves the robots. He's in cahoots He's in league with the cyber thing, man.
Absolutely. That's my favorite book right now. It's been my
Yeah.
favorite book for the past year. The future is faster than you think.
Look at
So
the
he's the
size
guy
of
that can blame after we're living in the matrix and
I'll be there saying, okay, so this is what went wrong. As the
you
world
should have
burns.
listened to me.
Nice. Skynet.
Right on, guys. Well, hey, thanks for coming, and that was fun, man. It's always good to chat with you. Never
Yeah,
know what's going to happen, so stay
That's it.
tuned.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, till next week.
Y'all soon.
See you guys later. Have a good
See
night.
you guys later, man.